If you watch those YouTube videos where like animals attack other animals and stuff, his voice reminds me of that.
All right, let's leave him on in the background.
Yo.
What up, YouTube? This is Nate.
Lester.
And you're watching Retro Gaming's most dangerous podcast from the secret bunker location. You will never know where we are, but if the bomb drops, we are safe.
It was already in season 1, people. we've filmed in here a couple times already.
Sorry about the height discrepancy. These are the only chairs that there's available here. Right now, I think I'm going to start every video with a recommended YouTuber.
Okay.
Or you can recommend one day, or Ian can.
DJ Vlad.
I wanted to, because it's a community thing, right? To share a channel that I like and I think people should check out. I think people should check out this guy right here. Move over for a minute.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to do.
You can see him right here. This is Mike's Retro Game Review. MRGR. Really interesting channel. What did you think?
I liked his voice. I can see why you watch it.
Yeah? It's like a BBC
type thing. Like a BBC
but he has like a certain charm about him, and his humor is very
but you
charming.
like that humor, though.
It's
really likes that British, the flat British humor.
But basically, his channel, he has a lot of rants, or like what we're doing right now, it's a podcast type thing. But the main thing I like his videos for is he does reviews. So, he has his character. He opens up in front of the camera. That's who he is, kind of. He's a very charming guy. But he reviews like oddball games. He reviewed Coca-Cola Kid for the Game Gear. He reviewed Werewolves of London.
Oh, jeez.
And it's from a PAL perspective.
Yeah, those games I've never heard of.
So I think it's really interesting, worth a watch. If you're on YouTube and bored, check out Mike's Retro Game Review. I'll link his link, and all videos that we mentioned in today's video will be linked below. Yeah, thumbs up. All right, let's start this podcast.
I can do so. I'm not gonna lie, Nathaniel woke me up like an hour ago. Yo, I want to play Street Fighter, man.
Oh, we are gonna talk about that for damn sure.
Yeah.
So we kind of had our first podcast last week. I thought it went okay. What did you think about
the
first
one? I loved it.
You enjoyed it?
Everybody. Okay, the thing is, we weren't scared of any backlash or anything like that. We just wanted to speak our mind. We always speak our mind, so it was really nice with the response that everybody gave afterwards. So, thank you. That's all I have to say. Cause
I did the intro already, right? Like, this is Retro Gaming's most dangerous. Okay, good. Sorry, it's been a while. But yeah, there was some. I think you saw the segments last week. We have 3 segments in all our podcasts. We'll do around the YouTube community, so we'll talk about videos that relate to us in retro gaming on YouTube. The second segment, we'll be talking more about like a rant and a tutorial on one specific topic. We'll expand on it, give our views. What was last week's?
It was like all the topics that we touched on.
Yeah, well, the middle one, the editorial topic, not the top 5. I can't remember last week.
It wasn't Street Fighter, was it? No.
Yeah, the Capcom F-Up Street Fighter.
Okay.
We'll talk about that. And the last segment that we do on our podcast will be a top 5 list prepared by one of us. Ian's not here today. He's working, so sorry, Ian. I know if you guys miss Ian, hashtag I miss Ian.
I miss Beardman. Free Beardman.
But I want to add a new segment to the beginning, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go nuts.
Reactions from the last video. Okay, it was our first podcast. So it's nice to hear critique from people. We do enjoy the constructive criticism. I thought a lot of people thought we were trolling on certain people.
What? Who said that?
Well, some people, the reactions, especially for Casey the Game Nerd.
Oh.
Some people started, it felt like their comments were sticking up for him.
Oh.
But I didn't want to come off like we were trolling him. No. But it's just funny because Ian's first response when I brought up the topic, Casey completed the Wii collection. And remember Ian, he's like, why? That was his first response. But we weren't trolling on him. We were just bringing up the topic that he completed the Wii collection.
Yeah, if anything, it was more of amazement.
Yeah,
that's why we brought it up. Because
like,
why would someone do that? You know what I mean? Like,
what's the who grew up with it? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like a GameCube or a PS2.
Yeah,
like Lester wants to complete the PS2 collection.
But in terms of trolling, no, if it wasn't Casey the Game Nerd, it would have been somebody else, to be honest with you.
Our point is not to troll, just to bring up topics. I didn't realize how many people seem to dislike Metal Jesus Rocks. Yeah. I don't know how to say it nicely, but people don't like him.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Read the comments in the last video. we made a segment that, oh, can Metal Jesus save retro gaming on YouTube? And the majority said no.
No, yeah.
And we were like, he seems like a nice guy. Sure.
Are we just being positive about it? Maybe.
Because we don't follow him as intently as other people.
I didn't know, to be honest with you, I didn't know Metal Jesus existed until I saw Casey, the Game Nerds.
Yeah, there you go.
Wii video. Because I was just like, oh, wow, who's this Metal Jesus guy? And yeah, ended up watching some of his stuff. And
it was like this.
Oh, not my thing, to be honest with you, but it is what it is.
He's been around for a while, I think, is the big thing. Like, when I talk about the godfathers of retro gaming on YouTube, he's one of the first people that, before we started our channel, that I was watching him. Yeah. Pete Door's Game Room is one of the channels that we started watching. Anyone who's been here for almost a decade, I can consider a godfather. Really, the granddaddy of them all, I think, is Angry Video Game Nerd. He's doing videos before YouTube. Mm-hmm. Like, he uploaded videos in 2006 that he made, like, in 2002 or something. I'm pretty sure he started as, like, a school project or whatever. And he developed his own character, Angry Video Game Nerd. And
damn,
I like his videos. We didn't
think about that in 2002. Were we sitting in biology class? Man?
We had girlfriends. But did you like his videos?
Angry AVGN? Yeah. Well, at first, my brother loved, or he still loves, Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yeah.
And he told me about him, and at first I was just like, I can't get into it. But when he plays retro stuff with his best friend there, yeah. Those are funny. Yeah, those are funny.
He has good production value. Yeah. That's another... We'll recommend him on our next podcast.
Yeah.
Angry Video Game Nerd. And the last comment or theme, we'll respond to themes, not specifically people, was some people thought we didn't research our stuff before we went online and started talking about it. But I was just going to say that in the shorter clips, we cut out a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
If you watch the full podcast, have a little bit... We bring up other topics that show the full body of what we're talking about, but in the shorter ones, we just want to get down to the point.
Yep.
So cut a lot of that stuff out.
Yeah.
But if we're ever wrong, we'll tell you we're wrong.
Exactly.
So I get my coffee.
We're really good with our faults when we're wrong. So, but most of the information should be at least 98% accurate.
Accurate in my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, jeez.
Call us out. We don't care if we say something wrong. Go nuts, man.
It's all good. All right. So, responses from last week's last podcast. I thought overall I liked it. I thought it went well. Do we have room to grow? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, tons.
Somebody asked us if we have an RSS about our podcast.
Oh, RSS feed.
I have no clue what that means.
Set that up, man.
I have a feeling that we should just stay on YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll stick to this format. YouTube gaming.
Oh, it's a news feed. RSS is a news feed.
Yeah.
So people will know when your stuff comes back up. It's
Oh, interesting.
It's
basically
Can you
set that up?
real time.
Look into it.
Yeah.
Lester's the tech guy here. I'm just the face, the mouth. The face. Ian's the face.
Kids tell us what to do, and then we figure it out after.
Sorry if the camera shakes. I didn't bring a tripod here, so every time I touch my computer, it'll shake. Second segment of the most dangerous retro gaming podcast on YouTube, around the YouTube community, where we reflect on certain videos that have come up. And actually, I want to save this fluffy gamer one for when Ian's here.
Oh, okay.
I think he will generate some good conversation with that.
I've never actually watched that guy, but...
I know, half the videos neither of you guys watch.
Oh, really?
I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, man.
Well, that's when
all
you're
I
chilling
watch.
with your daughter downstairs, I'm pretty sure that's all you're doing.
Pretty much.
Let's watch YouTube.
But this is a good one. Another channel that I've grown to love, Bad Graph FX Gamers.
I seen like 2... but I haven't watched it.
I really like their videos. I
know you watch it.
Yeah, they're hilarious. We share the same YouTube account, so everything he watches I see in the history and vice versa. But it's another great channel. I put some points down. I like the fact we complained last week about the most overplayed things in the retro game video community or whatever. One thing I brought up was I think people need to really show their character. Mm-hmm. And these guys, absolutely, that's all they do is they reek of charisma and character. Watch their videos. It's funny because they're a group of resellers, so they document themselves when they go between towns or whatever, and then there's like, look at this fucker. He fell asleep at the strip club. And there's like his cell phone picture of him like this. Oh. And then they have a picture of a girl's ass or something.
Oh, that's awesome.
But they're really funny.
That's a channel.
Well, the reason I brought them up, I did say that they were resellers.
Yeah,
watch them. All the links are down below in the description. But they're collectors as well as resellers, right? And I'm guessing how that happened was, I think the game has changed from when we started retro collecting, like when you were with me back in the day, to where it is today. like back then we would go to the thrift store. That was our main source.
Yeah.
And we could find a lot of rare games, right? These guys, collectors slash resellers, I think they evolved to resellers. And the way that they procure their really expensive games is, their last one was like a mail time video, 70-pound box of games. And they bought it off eBay or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So they obviously paid a lot of money because they have to restock their store, but they're keeping
the good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, man, how have times changed from when we were collecting? In order to get large lots and rare titles, you need to be doing like this type of thing where you buy bulk, and you have to be a reseller to find the things that come through to you. Because these guys are like, yeah, a lot of this stuff I'm missing. Like a guy will come in on one of his videos and, hey, want to do a trade, and he unloads like a whole bunch of PS1 games.
Yeah.
And when they do their commentary, they're kind of like game chasers in that regard. They're like, wow, I need some of these titles for my collection. And you know what I mean? Has the game changed, do you think, from 5 years ago when we started out on YouTube to today?
Now, wait. Are the people who are... Has the game changed, I guess?
Yeah. Just the thrifting, retro game hunting, collecting game.
I guess we can all say we're all resellers. I'm thinking.
Not to these guys' level, though.
No.
Like, we don't travel around. There's one video, they had to stay in, like, a really stanky hotel. I laughed my fucking head off. I was watching it. They're like, I ain't sleeping in this bed, man. And they're looking, they're like, yeah, there's no bed bugs here or whatever. It was a really funny video.
As the game changes, like, there's more aggressive people, I think. Do
you think that there's just more people, though?
There's more people who know that you could get stuff at the thrift store. There was... and they don't mind paying that $8.99. That's the thing, because when we were doing it, right, it was
99 cents.
Yeah. And then over time, because it got like $1 or $2 every year, it just went up. The stock went up. That's what.
Well,
it is.
what it was, thrift stores, I think, when we were doing it, wasn't as popular.
No.
And I think that was one of our claim to fame was when we were on YouTube. We were showing people, hey, we go to the thrift store every week.
$2 games.
And we were game hunting it, 99 cents. That's how I started my Sega Genesis collection. 30 games for 99 cents each. Yeah. Literally go shopping cart to the front, and they're like, well, you're buying all these games? I'm like, yes.
No one wants them. And they specifically said that all the time. It's like, yeah, no one ever buys these. Yeah. And then next thing you know, that 1 month or that 1 year, it's just like, oh, we have to price it $7.99.
The competition was
like,
so...
Come on, dude.
I know, the competition was so low back then. I knew all the other collectors in the city. Yeah. Like, we would see each other.
There was like
hey,
five
man,
people.
Like, dude, there's something at this one. There's something at this one.
And they would help you, too.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd help them with records.
I left, like, a Zelda in the corner or whatever. You're like, okay. But now, man, you see other people that you've never seen before with, like, just games in their arms and stuff.
Isn't
and
that the worst feeling?
They don't even want to share what they got.
No.
They're just, like, hiding it from you. So, it's more of a
dirty
competition.
Exactly. I remember... Because remember when we go game hunting, I see a guy with a big lot. I'm happy for him.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I go, hey, what you got there?
Yeah.
And he just turns away like I'm going to
rob him.
Like, oh, wow. Because I'm very happy with collect. Like, I do it from a happy space.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I think, do it from a competitive kill or be killed space.
Yeah.
And you see it online, too. People are getting pissed at each other. And then, the gougers. They just remote gougers online. Yeah. But if the roles were reversed and you had a rare game, would you sell it for 60% off? No. But do you get mad at someone else for doing that? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Now, in terms of the large lots for rare titles and stuff, they're basically making shelf padding look like gold, kind of, which is kind of something I hate, to be honest with you, because that's why you have those Mario games for $15.
I think a future top 5 of ours is the top 5 signs that the retro gaming community that we have now, or collecting as it is dead. There are signs out there. I'm telling you. Maybe we'll talk about it at the end of this video. But yeah, check out Bad Graph Effects Gamers. Excuse me. But obviously it's Bad Graphics Gamers. They're a really good channel. I recommend you watch them. And yeah, thank you for the videos, guys. Very funny. There's one video he'd cut nipple holes out of his shirt, and I didn't know what he was saying in the video because he's talking with nipple holes cut in his shirt.
Really?
So I'm just like, what's he saying? I keep looking at his nipples. It's really funny, man. And they have a contest right now, too. They give away t-shirts and stuff like that. Maybe we should do that. Oh, that one's for Ian for damn sure. Oh, okay, another video. This kind of relates to the Bad Graphics Gamers. It was a guy who commented on one of our previous videos. That Dallas the Thrifter. I know he is a small. A lot of these channels are small. That's why I bring them up, right? I want to spread the community around. But that Dallas Thrifter, he started off, from what he told me, like video game hunting at the thrift stores, and now he's just like, I hate, you can't find anything anymore, right?
Also, it's like our situation.
Yeah,
almost,
but he diversified himself.
Okay, so what does he?
So his last video, he's like, he finds grails of shoes at the thrift store.
Oh, okay, so that's the next thing. What?
Like he picks up loads of Jordans. Like I'm not up with my Jordan game. Like Jordan 5s, 6s. He has some. I think he found foams. I'm not sure. If you're a sneakerhead, you know what I'm talking about. But is the thrift store irrelevant now for game hunting?
Depends on where you go. Right? The corporate ones, Value Village. Oh yeah, it's over. It's so over when it's behind the glass for like $80. Oh yeah. So over.
You have that feeling, you know, like I'm so jaded. I don't go there as much as I used to. I used to go on the daily 3 spots.
Yeah. I didn't know there was a local video game store at the corner of my Value Village, right? Like
right in the display cabinet.
Yeah.
No, I used to, but now it seems like I don't want to go to the thrift store anymore. Like I'd rather stay at home with my baby, play some new age games, or it's ridiculous the market now. And so many people that feel they don't love it, they just want to profit off of it. Bothers me, and the thrift store is one of those evil entities. I think
that's why I stopped kind of looking for CDs there, because when we were hunting and I saw CDs that were separately priced from the regular CDs, it made no sense whatsoever. So that's why I slowed down. I actually haven't been in one for like 2 or 3 months now. So
and I don't feel any remorse for it.
Yeah,
but like if you watch that Dallas Thrifter, I love channels like that because it teaches you almost how to diversify if you really wanted to stay in the game. Honestly, for us, I think it's like we retired and we dabble in the thrift store.
Yeah.
But like it's a young man's game now. That Dallas Thrifter will show you like this is what shoes are hot right now. If you watch, Noah's going to start a channel, Agent of Geek. Him and I did a podcast and we talked about toys and stuff. Toys are really undervalued at the thrift store.
Oh yeah.
But it's just sad that the video game, retro game collecting at the thrift store is just shot up.
Yeah. I used to get excited.
Remember,
like, I would go after work every freaking day, and it was fun. And then I don't know what happened. Like
it's not fun anymore. It just seems like we bitch and complain when we're there.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys think. Comment below. Do you guys still go to the thrift store? Is Thriftdweller dead because the thrift store is dead?
You can say if it's dead. It's all good, man.
Yeah. Let us know if you have any tips. I have no tips for anybody. Take advantage of their sales, which really isn't sales. When I say like I got 30% off of it, it means they marked it so high and gave me the illusion of a discount at 30% off. That's what they do, man. That's really annoying. But whatever. To be mad at a market is just like being mad at the hurricane, I always say. It's going to come and it's going to hit you. Our next video we're going to talk about. JHMDF. It's not really a small channel. He gets pretty up there in views or whatever. I enjoy his channel. I thought he was really cool. It's another guy when we were complaining about certain channels being just like robotic almost.
Yeah.
This guy he's cool.
Yeah.
Big ass beard. I think he used to be a roadie for some rock group. Ed was telling me. Do you know what group he was a roadie for?
No. Because I remember when they started, it used to be something else, wasn't it?
I don't know. There was multiple guys.
Yeah.
Anyways. But check out his channel, JHMDF. Links to all the videos we mentioned will be in the description below. The last video that I watched of his... he had 2 copies of Flintstone Surprise at Dino Peak.
What the fuck? Wow.
That game, I remember seeing it here for $125 back in the day. I looked up the game. It looked horrible, so I didn't buy it. What is Lester's thought on really rare, expensive games that suck? I.e. Cheetah Men, i.e. stadium events. The games go for how much?
$200?
No, Flintstones?
Yeah, how much
$800 right now.
Now?
Yeah.
In 4 years, it went up.
And then you got stadium events. You know what that goes for. Yeah. $35,000 sealed copy. You play the game. It's just World Track Meet.
You could always make a repro.
But how angry, or what are your thoughts on people paying $30,000 for a game that sucks?
Are you going to play it? If not, then you're wasting your money. You can go to school for that much. I think you're going to
get heat for that, man.
I don't care. You can go to school.
I believe it too. I'm like, why do people buy games that really suck? To me, if you're buying a rare game that sucks, are you really a gamer?
Exactly.
You know, we're going to get beef for saying this. It's like, I want a game because it's rare, not because it's good.
Yeah.
No, not in my collection. Every game I got, if it's a crappy game, it's because I got it for cheap in a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go out of my way to look for it.
Exactly.
The games I aimed to get when I started collecting were the games I grew up with. Punch-Out, Zelda, all the Mario games. Yes, Contra.
Ninja Gaiden, Double Dragon.
Lester knows me very well.
All that stuff.
But if you're buying a really expensive game that sucks, you can have your Cheetah Man.
Yeah.
It's just less money for you. I get upset sometimes at it.
There's no point of having a crappy game. Even though I told these guys I enjoy like every game on the Nintendo. There's no such thing as a crappy game for me on the Nintendo. But at the same time,
that's a lie.
You're gonna, why spend so much on something that you probably won't play, and it's just sitting there collecting dust? It's like a painting that you just have disgust for, but you have it because it's rare.
It's like, what if it's a shitty painting?
Yeah.
Like a 3-year-old bought it, but it's the
dot.
only one in the world.
Orange dot.
So it's super rare. I gotta pay $30,000 for this dot.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's like
this market's crazy.
Martin Shkreli, he bought the Wu-Tang album for $2 million.
Yeah.
No one knows how it sounds like, except for Martin. What if it's crap?
So you pay $2
like,
million
Wu-Tang hasn't been relevant for years.
Oh, don't say that. Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with.
Yeah, Wu-Tang as a group. If you buy crap, like, why is it? I don't know. It's to the point where your crap is money, but where is it going to? Like, what are you investing in?
And what are you supporting?
Exactly.
You're supporting gougers. You're supporting people who are just resellers. If at least when you're buying, people hate the online market.
Yeah.
Oh, Earthbound's going out on whatever. How cheap? It's only
exactly.
$7. It ruined the value of my game. I don't give a fuck about your game. I want to play Earthbound.
Yeah.
I can get it for $10, $15 on the Wii U store.
Yeah.
And then you bought a $400 copy of the game.
Exactly. If you're that desperate to get a rare game that you really want to play, if anything, and there's people doing repros now, like legit repros, and I think that's the next thing.
Support those people.
Yeah.
Right? Don't support John the Gouger.
Yeah, exactly.
Support the guys who are producing physical media. We'll get to it when we talk about physical and digital distribution, because I think our views have changed on that a little bit.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about that we'll talk about that ongoing.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It makes me mad.
Yeah, just
rare games. I'm like, if you get it for cheap, go for it. If it helps you fund some of the games that you're looking for, go for it.
If you have your ceiling, right? I don't mind if people say like, oh, you know what? I'll pay, $2,000 for a game. And if they explain why they're going to do that, then cool. That's your ceiling, right? But most people, the most they'll probably spend is $100 on a game, I bet.
Well, it depends. If you have the money to burn, ball out, burn it up, right? Whatever. I'm not going to judge you for that. Yeah. I'm not judging anyone who bought the expensive game. If you bought stadium events and you're proud of it, it makes you happy, put it on your wall. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. That's the main thing. I just crazy.
Make a gameplay video to make it worth your while.
Take it out of the box and play it. Oh man.
And one thing too, if you do have like a really rare game, and you've paid a lot of money for it, go nuts and be cocky about it, because it's just funny to me when people, like rappers or people with money, they just show what they have and stuff. It's funny to me. So
it is.
It's just it's like, I got like 3 stadiums.
You ever watch the Yin Yang Twins?
Yeah.
Yeah. They showed up their house. It's like that Dave Chappelle skit.
Yeah.
Somebody. That's what do they call it? That diamond doogie.
Yeah. There's a video of Migos on Mass Appeal on YouTube, and they were saying how their shoes are so rare that the value goes up. And you know what they did? They took the camera, they're dancing in their new shoes that apparently were rare or whatever. They're throwing money at their shoes. Yo, hundreds, the value's going up on these shoes, man.
Oh my god. So are these games, but are these games a sign of today's culture? We'll talk about it in a more broad sense. This showy selfie culture of ours that, hey, look at what I got.
The NASDAQ.
Yeah.
Yo, man. There's a NASDAQ. It's the NASDAQ.
Oh my god.
That's how it is.
But getting back to JHMDF. Did I say that right?
JHMDF.
JHMDF. This is another guy. We're going to change the topic, but same video. When I talk about, showing your character online and being your natural self. This guy shot a pickup video segment in his video with his girlfriend sleeping on the bed behind him.
Yeah. Hey.
I don't give a fuck is what he said. Exactly. I can make a video good anywhere. We need to have a TV on doing this crap. He can do it, and I was watching because he has a really good voice. To be honest with you, he speaks very clearly, unlike me, who slurs all my words, and he's really good at sharing his thoughts. I think so. I think that's what makes him a good channel to watch. I obviously recommend him. You've seen his girlfriend a few times on the thumbnails.
Yeah,
she's always like a low cut shirt and games or whatever, but it's clickbait and it works because his videos are actually really good. So like you click on his videos because of his thumbnail.
Yeah. But
he actually holds your attention in the video. Let's pause this for a sec. Okay.
Mickey Mouse.
Now with Street Fighter being out, Lester, you commented Lupe Fiasco.
Oh yeah, Lupe Fiasco and Daigo were playing.
Explain who these people are. Though.
Oh man, Daigo is like the god.
Street Fighter.
Obviously, everyone knows the Third Strike video where he came back with Ken doing all the parries against Chun-Li. Anyway, rapper Lupe Fiasco called out Daigo and said, "Yo, I want to play you Street Fighter 5." And they did it on the night of the release.
And
Lupe Fiasco won, but you could tell it was all for promo, man. Daigo would have kicked his ass, but at the same time,
You think Lupe paid him, or Capcom said, "Hey, just make this popular"?
Yeah, exactly.
Check out that video; it'll be linked below.
Lupe Fiasco can play Street Fighter though.
That's cool when you see like people like that.
Yeah, rappers? Oh man, no, they all play video games though. But the cool thing is, Lupe Fiasco right after like retired. Not many people
retired on top, man.
Not many people can say they beat Daigo. So.
My dream would be able to beat Gutex.
From
cross counter. Gutex, I challenge you.
Add him to PSN, and then you
let him kick my ass.
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
To me, he's a master. He taught me how to play Balrog on Street Fighter.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're watching the cross counter or whatever?
Yeah, I watch a lot of his videos, and I got a lot of my tactics from him. So.
Oh, okay.
The thing that sucks about that is everyone else watches it, but you learn the basics and you kind of develop your own tactics as you go. So, Oh, the reason I brought him up too. Did you see that the gamer, I forget his name, he plays with his mouth. He's like the world's best Chun-Li player. What's his name? Oh, forgot his name already. Anyways, no, I was watching.
Oh, that kid,
yeah,
right?
It was on Facebook, on Riot, on Facebook, RYOT. They kind of tried to make it look like a new video because Street Fighter 5 is coming out, but this guy, I forget his name. I think it's Mike Bergen or something like that. He plays Street Fighter with his mouth. Mm-hmm. And this video is from like 3-4 years ago. This is old. He's one of the best Chun-Li players in the world. Yeah. And they shows him playing with an Xbox 360 controller with his mouth.
Oh.
Because he has a joint disease.
Oh, okay.
But he kicks ass with Chun-Li. He plays competitively. You didn't see that video?
I know what you're talking about. I saw like clips of it.
It's crazy though. I get really happy when I see videos like that.
Well, obviously, like you master your your skill there with.
Oh man,
it's not really a disability if you fucking can kick people's ass. Like,
oh man, he was. It just I wanted people to know that Riot on Facebook. I think Eric Duarte shared it, but it's an old video. Cross Counter TV interviewed the guy like 4 or 5 years ago, and they kind of made it look modern, but it isn't. I'm calling Riot TV out on that.
Where is he from?
I have no clue. In the States. Check out that video though. It's worth a watch. If you want to be inspirational. If you want to be inspired. Anyways, that's all the videos that I have for around the YouTube community. Overall, what did you think?
That's a lot of videos. Yeah,
I still got lots, man.
This guy watches a ton of YouTube, man. Did you cut your cable too?
Yeah, no, I didn't, but I'm going to. Sorry.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of it after work. I got nothing else to do. Yeah. Wife is sleeping. Baby is sleeping. And if my baby doesn't sleep, I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm a YouTube junkie like that. That's why I wanted to put this segment in the podcast, though. Okay. We can talk about this for our editorial piece.
Oh, okay.
Or did you want to talk about how, just off the cuff, no script? Or no bullet points?
Should we wait for Ian or what?
Stop buying fake games?
It's not an issue here in Winnipeg right now.
Not yet, but it will be. Okay, you know what? There's something I did want to talk about, though, before we move on. It's a response to last week's. I know we should have talked about it at the beginning of this video. We got a lot of heat or a lot of comments on Street Fighter 5 questioning where before it came out, did Capcom fuck up Street Fighter 5? A lot of people were commenting. Some comments are like, oh, you didn't do your research. You don't know what you're talking about. We know what we're talking about. And people were defending that game, remember?
Yeah.
We weren't even bashing the game.
Yeah, we didn't even know.
They were just commenting as soon as they saw the title.
Yeah.
They think we said Capcom fucked it up. The majority of it, he said no.
No, exactly.
The only thing that they maybe fucked up is the rush job, especially for single player.
Yeah.
But now that the game is out, Lester, you and I will have disapproving agreements, or we'll have a disagreement.
Okay, sure.
But did Street Fighter V fuck up now that you've played it for 3 days, 4 days?
No! And I say that with pride. Okay, obviously, I bought digital, got it like at 12 o'clock midnight, and yeah, the servers were bashed, but that happens to every new game, though, so you can't really, go onto the server. But in terms of the core of the game, no, like you play the game, and it's Street Fighter.
So coming from 4 to 5, how did you find the transition between the two games?
It's different. You played, yeah, he played some of it, but
we'll talk about
what did I find?
Yeah, how do you like it?
I'll probably never go back to 4 ever again.
That's that good, eh?
Yeah, I'll only play 4 if that's the only choice, but they knew what they're getting into and they made 5. Like, it's the game.
Is it balanced well?
Oh, yeah.
It looks smooth as fuck.
Yeah, it's smooth, it's balanced, it's, oh man, like, it's hard to explain, because obviously we've only played it for like 3 days now.
Well, you're looking at me asking Lester how the game plays. Why am I out of the loop of how the game plays?
Oh, because
because Capcom fucked me over. Because they were supposed to... They had like a limited amount of the limited editions coming out. And the way that they announced it, they were going to give it to some of the small stores, and then they weren't. Mm-hmm. And then they only limited it to like EB, the big box stores. And then all of a sudden, last minute, they're like, all right, we'll give it to the small stores too. Like, they didn't know what they were doing when they were releasing the game in terms of how many units go to where.
Yeah. So
they announced that it was going to come to my local game store. So, all right, trading games towards it. I have a nice store credit to cover the game in full. So I already put my deposit, my down payment on the game. The statue looks amazing. Martello, tell me, is it really nice? It got delayed being sent to my retro game store. I haven't played the game. I'm feeling like I'm being deprived of my drugs. I'm not on drugs. But that feeling, everyone's like, oh, this game is great. Even Ed from River City Retro Gaming is like, this game is fantastic. Lester played it on midnight.
Yeah.
First time I played it, no word of a lie, right here in his basement.
Yeah.
I mean, in the secret location.
Yeah, in the secret location.
Is it my first time playing it? Does it play like butter or what? Wow. Smooth. Beautiful gameplay. Great graphics. It is the next level of Street Fighter.
Like, you know, wow. You love the game as core, even if you start, losing like 10 in a row. Who cares? Like, you're just enjoying it. Like, the learning curve. Oh yeah, like it's.
I think this game, coming from 4 to 5, to be honest with you, I have the basics of 4 down. I think pretty decent, but the barrier of entry to learning this game, I think, is really low, which is nice.
Yeah.
But it feels like there's a big upswing in terms of mastering this game. Yeah. So there's lots of replay value if you want to master not just one character like me. If you want to master all the characters feel balanced to each other. Different strength, different weaknesses, but they're all balanced. Yeah. I thought the character roster was kind of small, but I'm coming from 4, which had like the entire release already. Yeah. So if you ask me the question, did Capcom fuck up Street Fighter 4? I have to say yes, because I haven't played the game yet in my own house.
Oh, okay.
Because they fucked up the units going to which store.
I wonder if that's a Sony thing, though.
Could be. It was a rush job. Who knows?
If you think about it.
But from what I played today, that game is smooth.
So you should have got it digital.
I know. Well, let's talk about that now, because we scrapped our editorial for this piece.
Yeah, because
physical media. Remember when we started? What was our slogan when we started?
Keep physical media alive.
Do you still believe in that? Because I'm going to question you a lot right now, Lester. Lester has been downloading like a madman. Digital
Digital. My library. Oops.
Alright, where's this? Look at this.
All digital. I deleted all my physical stuff from here, but all of this digital. And I have rules.
Okay, Lester, hold on. Let me question you. I'm gonna be the viewer.
Okay.
Do you feel ashamed that you are supporting digital distribution?
Yeah, the future.
You feel ashamed?
Oh no, I don't feel ashamed. Sorry. There's a reason why I went digital.
Tell us the reasons.
And it's because, one, when you buy a game now, a physical game, it just installs onto your system. You don't really play it off the disc anymore. And I was just, nope. There's patches all the time for games. You're not really getting the full game anymore. But, you know, if you keep it to your rules, like my digital collection, most of the games I bought for under $10.
So they're
except
they're
for
cheap.
Street Fighter, but they're cheap.
So that's an advantage of obviously digital distribution.
Digital, yeah, and you get it day one. You know, if you have a fast enough connection, yeah, you could get the game in like 20 minutes.
See, I want to keep physical media alive, to be honest, but it feels like a lot of these new gamers, or these new developers of games, they're making it less worthwhile for you to buy.
Exactly.
Media. It's either you're going to buy a special edition of the game, or you get a digital. Because it doesn't matter if you have the disc anymore or not. Even like, say the apocalypse happens, you put the disc in, you have whatever. You won't be able to play the game probably because you need the updates.
Yeah,
you need to connect to the servers, which don't exist anymore.
Like I'm screwed because obviously in 20 years, or 20, 30 years, if these servers are off,
so that's a disadvantage.
Yeah, that's a disadvantage. I can't download them, but I have faith.
But you didn't pay full price for the game.
No. So it's like renting it, like back in the early 2000s, where you go to Blockbuster or whatever, and you'd rent a game for $5. Same thing. It's just
one very positive I find about digital distribution is it's almost like YouTube. It gives an equal platform for people who are just wanting to create good games. Mm-hmm. Like if you just want to create good videos, YouTube gives you that platform that, hey, I can compete with somebody and get distribution for my videos, even though they suck. If I'm a game developer, I can develop a game and not worry necessarily on finding a publisher. Yeah, I can just find someone who will distribute, Steam, PS4, or PlayStation Network or whatever. It gives more equal footing for indie game developers, and I think a lot of good games can come from that.
Exactly.
And they benefit, I think, more in terms of profit.
Yeah.
Because when you're buying the game physically, the most of the money goes into the physical. Yeah. But if you're paying it digital, who knows? Maybe they get more. They get a better exposure rate to people. Yeah. I don't know what the pay scale is for digital distribution, but I'm sure it has to be more.
It's more.
Yeah, than physical.
In terms of the physical part of the game versus digital, like obviously with physical releases now, the creativity's gone for how people create covers. There's no manuals anymore either. That's why it's just like, what's the point of buying physical?
Leaflet sheet.
Exactly.
And you can't even burn it because it's like laminate.
Yeah, like when they got rid of manuals and stuff, that's when I knew. I was just like, what's the point of it? You get the disc, and it's just like, it's...
What do you think about digital distribution for retro games? Honestly, my mind has changed. Because back in the day when I was buying physical media, I was like, all right, I'd rather own the Mona Lisa original as opposed to owning a high HD JPEG of it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But now, because the market back then, it wasn't as crazy as it is now, right? Earthbound, how much is Earthbound loose? $400, $300? American? Canadian, it probably goes north of $400. Yeah. And if I just want to play the game, I go to the Nintendo store. I think it's $15. Yeah. They were selling it for cheaper than that too, and I get to play the game for cheap. And by buying it digitally, I'm not supporting the price gouger out there. I'm possibly bringing down the value of the physical game, and I'm giving the money to whoever created the game.
Exactly.
Like, I'm supporting to Nintendo. Yeah. I'm supporting who else? Enix, Square Enix.
Nintendo gets some money and they make more Mario parts. Right? Exactly. Like,
you're supporting the actual producers of the game as opposed to
not giving it to John the Butcher or whatever.
The Gouger.
The Gouger.
That's our name. It's nobody in particular. Just John the Gouger.
John the Gouger.
We're not supporting John the Gouger, and I'm happy to not support those people.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can buy games that are good. You're not spending like the overpriced games that suck.
Yeah,
I don't understand. Cheetah sucked.
Yeah, if you look at anyone's digital collection, their games they represent them really. It's just like, oh wow, like you don't have any crap. You actually have games that I know you actually like.
And you know what? Yeah. If you want to support physical media, especially for indie games, like get it online if it's a really good game. Download the game, right? Yeah. And if it becomes really good, like Shovel Knight, they release it physically, then buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're supporting physical and keeping physical media alive in that respect, right?
Exactly.
So I guess Thriftdweller's final response is keep physical media alive if it makes you happy. Do what you want to do. Yeah. Don't let us tell you. This is just our opinion.
I still buy CDs, man. So
yeah, and I still buy cartridge games.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference. Right? If you're gonna buy the cartridges, like only because who says those games are gonna be digital in the future? Which I doubt. Like half of your stuff's never gonna be digital.
Okay, we talked a lot about the disadvantage about physical media. The advantage about physical media is games that'll never be re-released because publishers are gone or whatever. Yeah. Right, but then there's still the emulator space. So I would support people who are reproing it. To be honest with you, not supporting a fake market that are like legit trying to rip off people fake. I don't want to support that either. But on the same token, is it your fault if you buy a fake game?
Is it your fault? Yeah.
If you didn't do your research.
If you didn't do your research.
You wanted it that bad.
Yeah, if you're buying the fake carts and you thought you were getting the real deal and you bought it, boo-hoo.
I think it's I can't say it's 100% your fault, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like being attacked on the street.
Yeah.
But on the same token, you know it can exist out there. Did you prepare yourself? Did you bring your whistle? So we're going to move on to our last topic, our top 5. The top 5 stupidest things in retro collecting today. This is a list drafted by me. I'll go through from number 5 to number 1. Lester will give his commentary on each of the numbers of things. But 5 of the stupidest things in retro game collecting today. This could be specific items, could be themes, it could be market conditions, whatever.
Yeah.
Top 5 most stupidest things in the retro game collecting game today. Number 5, energy drinks and candies that have like video game tins or whatever. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. You know what I'm talking about?
The Donkey Kong
or like the Zelda Shield Mint.
Yeah, come on, man.
To me, that's a reflection. We've run out of things. We've run out of things to license.
Yeah.
Let's fucking put it on a mint. Let's put it on some energy drinks. I was at my local retro game store. I love that store, by the way. But they sell in the fridge.
It's packed, though, that fridge.
No. There's one kid. He came in. Can I get...
I need that Donkey Kong.
No, he needed a Resident Evil energy drink. And he bought it for $4. I'm like, there's a Dollarama right down here for 99-cent energy drinks. It's probably the same energy drink inside.
Did your money go to Umbrella Corp?
It's just a sign.
I need that T-virus. I need that T-virus.
There is. There's T-virus antidote.
I need to drink it down.
Oh my god. Buy it as a gift for somebody, but my god. That's just... You talk about John the Gouger.
Yeah.
That's like licensing the Gouger.
I need that Ada Wong. You can have like code names for that. Sounds like drugs. I need that Ada Wong, man.
Yo, give me some of that Wong. Yeah. 99-cent candies are now $4.99. $5.99. That's ridiculous.
You could go to 7-Eleven and get like 10-cent candies.
Exactly. Adam, to me it's stupid. If you collect them, whatever, go for it. It's just to be.
I need to go into the warp zone. Get me that Mario.
Do you agree that it's stupid though? Yeah. It's stupid, right?
Well, I always assume that no one buys the stuff because every time I go in there, it's always packed. Like I didn't realize people buy that shit.
I know, and it's a big markup too.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, number 4. Stupidest things in the retro game collecting today. Being pissed at non-physical media. We talked about that already, but I think the collective hatred of people from the retro gaming community about non-physical media, digital distribution, I think that's so overplayed. Mm-hmm. And I think it's unfair, to be honest with you. I think we live in a new age where that is the future. It gives access. Like, say you're a kid in the Philippines and you love retro gaming. You're never going to get to play Earthbound. Digital distribution lets you play this amazing game that we would not have. Actually, Filipino would probably have access to it, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
But yeah, again, it's the evolution of technology. I'm sorry, that's what it is. And the hate now, I think it's because, one, people always want something that they can actually feel and touch. Mm-hmm. And that's what it is. Plus, you get... people don't like the fact that you're just buying into an agreement. That's all it is. The whole fact of an agreement between you and the company that's distributing it, they could take it away from you at any time.
But like all the positives we said already.
Yeah.
The kickbacks go to the publishers who made it.
Yeah.
It goes to the actual companies, not John the Gouger. Mm-hmm. It gives rise to the indie gaming scene. Allows all these smaller developers to have a chance to make a good game and let us see it, you know? So I'm not saying that you should be against one or the other. I think you should just be able to accept both physical media and digital distribution.
There's a balance.
There's a balance, and you should not hate one or the other, to be honest with you. And the thing is, what got me going was John the Gouger, seeing these prices go up, right? It really changed my mind a lot. And seeing Lester pick up like 99-cent games, flash sale games.
Every week. Yeah. I always tell these guys, yo, I got this. I got like 10 games for like $5.
Number 3 on our list, I think, is stupid. Just because we don't pay as much attention to it in the video community about retro gaming, or the retro gaming video community. We don't celebrate the full gaming culture, I think. A lot of us are just in our basements showing off cartridges or whatever. There's so much more. Even if you just go for like the retro gaming scene, and if you just peg hole yourself to that, there's so much more than just buying cartridges and discs. And I don't think it's our fault included, don't celebrate that as much. There are cosplayers out there who make a living making retro gaming costumes, right? Yeah. And modeling it. There are artists out there who make retro game inspired art. That I think that's something we should focus on Thriftdweller. Lester's like, and there is people who create retro themed music out there. There's so much more. But if you look at just gaming as a whole, there's such a rich culture in gaming, and I think people peg-hole themselves just in retro. They don't appreciate the new games that are out. Yeah. They don't embrace digital distribution. There's so much more that we can embrace. So let us all embrace that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not...
Why? You're peg-holing yourself?
I'm peg-holing like forever. Like, cosplay, I can't get into the music and stuff like that. Like, it is what it is, man. If you like that stuff.
I think we should really... There's so much more.
Yeah,
Celebrate people who create new things.
I can't nerd out that hardcore.
No?
No, it's just like, I just want to play this stuff. I don't really want to dress up.
You make videos. No, you don't have to dress up. Just go out of your basement. Yeah. Go to a convention and meet people. That's one of the reasons we started the Retro Gaming Convention.
Yeah, I can see that. That's cool. But at the same time, it's... I don't know. I like to keep things to myself, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, different strokes for different folks.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen. Number 2 stupidest thing in retro collecting today, plushies. Hate plushies. Not the fact that plushies themselves, but there's such a disconnect between the kid who's making it in India and what you're buying it for here in North America. Plushies are cool if that's your thing. Yeah. Plushies, they collect dust to me, and I'm very allergic to dust, but... How much does it cost to produce a plushie, you think?
$5, depending on size.
And how much are they selling it for?
$150.
Ridiculous, man.
There's a lot of stuff. Like, yeah, that stuff costs, $1 to $5, depending on the size. It's not cool. I don't know, man.
There's such a disconnect between the price of production and the final product. You kind of feel for those, I don't want to say sweatshop people, but there are people who are making these things in those factories.
Do they have a choice, though, man?
They don't.
I know. That,
But why would the end product be $125 for a $3 plushie? Including shipping and store fees or whatever. That's a lot of... That's a... I don't know, 300% markup? Where else do you get 300% markups in this world?
I think I'm just laughing because I know I'll never buy any of this crap.
Well, see, you think plushies are stupid just because plushies are stupid, right?
I think they're stupid in general, but like, why would you pay $150 for one, right? Like, unless it's like a gift that this kid really, really wants, but at the same time, if you're a collector and everything, are you really gonna be, 80 years old and you'll be like, cool, I remember this plushie from like...
To me, though, it's like, maybe I'm just getting on in age and I'm too old to understand this, but... There are better things you can invest your money into than a plushie. Yeah. For $125, you can get 4 pieces of silver. You could buy a stock and a half of Nike. You could just save the money, which I don't recommend people just save money. Yeah. I think plushies I don't want to say they're a big waste of money, but at their current price, they're a big waste of money. Mm-hmm. I remember how pissed you were saying that $150 Mario plushie.
I was so mad.
That's ridiculous.
Like, if you wanted to make one, you could be really creative and, knit something.
Support the local people who make handmade plushies here in your town.
Exactly.
Celebrate the full gaming community, Lester. Number 3.
Not some kid in India who, plays soccer with a half a
chanelas.
Half-wrecked
chanelas is a
slipper and half-wrecked ball that they've had for, years.
Yeah, this could be a deeper conversation. But let's move on to number one. The most stupidest thing in retro collecting today, in Thriftdweller, or my opinion, is the high prices debate, I'll call it. The high prices of some of these games are really stupid. We talked about it already. Shitty games for a high price doesn't make sense to us. The fact that people are buying these for high prices doesn't make sense to us. But also, we didn't talk about it that much, is the hype craze. You ever notice when AVGN does, Angry Video Game Nerd, does like a review of a game or a skit of a game? Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dick riding, I think it's called, right? It'll be from a $5 game, overnight $30 on eBay. AVGN made a video. That's hype. If you want a definition of hype beast or hype trade, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde is the best game ever, yo.
Yeah. I wish we could say that. Like, yo, get Spy versus Spy.
Best game ever.
Best game ever.
30% up, markup.
You want a good multiplayer game? Get Gauntlet.
But it's just, you know, this number one being, you know, the whole high prices thing. Yes, high prices is a reality in today's retro gaming collecting market. So to be mad at it, like I always say, is kind of stupid because you can't control it.
Yeah.
But you can choose what you do. You can not get into the craze. Exactly. You can be like Lester, digital, be in your basement, not supporting these people. Let those people have their $30,000 cartridges. I'll buy a Bentley, thank you very much.
Exactly. I don't know. You're to the point where you're just supporting the man. Like, that's how I feel. It's just like, why do I have to give my money? I know, like, we say P&P games a lot and stuff. We go there. But at the same time, like, me personally, like, I can care less about how they, like, price everything. Because I know that's not... It's just how the market is. And they have to run a business, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what...
At least they have produced jobs.
Yeah.
You know, they're giving back to the community, at least.
Yeah.
You know, John the Gouger, who charges the same price for his game, works out of his parents' basement putting free ads on Kijiji.
Mm-hmm.
And he's charging just as much as P&P is?
Yeah. No.
Not here, son. So, you know what? Do what you're going to do. Support, be smart with your money, support who you want to support. But think about it. Think critically. And don't be a sheeple. Because Angry Video Game Nerd, which I love his channel, but he should not be able to put a game price up 30% overnight.
No.
You know, that's sheeple. That is being a sheep to the industry. And that concludes our top 5 most stupidest thing in retro collecting today. Lester, what do you think about the list?
The list was good.
You want to add one?
The main thing, I wish companies would actually put out their actual, you know, their projected sales for like some of these old games from a long time ago. So you'll know how many should be in circulation type thing. Like, you know, Nintendo said, I'm pretty sure they only made like 300,000 copies of like Earthbound or something like that. I wish they could like put out a list of the exact number of what they sold. So then it, you know, creates the balance of the pricing.
Yeah, but they don't care anymore because they're not getting any money from it.
They should though, I wish.
For historical preference?
For historical, yeah, because if there's 300,000 copies of Earthbound or whatever game, it would make sense for it to just crash.
Yeah, and you know John the Gouger has 3 or 4 in his basement.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's breaking it up, a complete game. He's breaking it up because he'll make more money from that. Yeah, I love retro gaming. That's why we go on these rants. To be honest with you, retro video games or just video games in general have been such a part of my life growing up that we're very passionate about it sometimes. And we may have opinions that are very polarizing, I think, which is cool. That's why we did this podcast. We want people to have their own opinion and to think critically, not to be a sheeple of the market, not to serve John the Gouger, who's laughing from his mansion. That's the way I always think of John the Gouger in his mansion.
He's like a drug lord almost.
Yeah.
He's a drug lord.
And as soon as he runs out of the real games, he'll be into that fake gaming market. Man.
Yeah, it's like...
He's going to be selling those fakes to you.
He's the drug lord, and then the people who are selling them in Kijiji or those online auctions.
They're the 50 cents.
They're the dealers. They're the dealers.
He's the guy at the corner, right? Yeah. In the cold, sort of slang that shit. God damn.
Anyway.
But we love retro gaming. We complain about the bad things, but so much good things that we love about it. Maybe we'll do a video, a podcast about all positive. Not one complaint. Is it possible?
Yeah.
It'll be like 10 minutes long only.
5 minutes long.
Yeah, but there you go. Another podcast from Retro Gaming's Most Dangerous Podcast on YouTube. You like that name?
It's okay.
Should we stick with it?
Stick
I like it. It
Might
sticks
as
out.
well. Like, what else are you gonna name it?
I like the fact that we're bringing up these topics. You know, we want to do this regularly. So if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Comment below. Let us know your thoughts. Maybe we'll start doing another video where we just respond to specific comments.
Oh yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. So
yeah.
we'll probably call some people out. No, I doubt it.
Hey, we'll only call things out, not necessarily people, but things that need to be called out.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. Not hating on nobody.
No. There's no point.
Unless they deserve it. So that's it from me, Nate.
Lester.
Thank you for watching the most dangerous podcast on YouTube.
Peace.
Later.